Welcome back to Whiteboard Chat. This tutorial is on uploading from Google Drive, adding some manipulatives from the gizmos, adding some widgets, and then playing collaboratively with your students. So first off, I'm going to go to the upload. I'm going to go to the Google Drive. I would always kind of look at the upload because Whiteboard Chat keeps updating with different tools, so always kind of check in and see what they have. Once you get in, you need to click on your account. Choose the folder that you want your materials, your PDF, and then click on the PDF that you want and then click select. And then I'm just going to move this over here, and right away I'm going to lock it. So when the students get in, they cannot adjust this. I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to download the directions. This is something you could just type in if you want, but just for time's sake, I just had the directions pre-created. And it just makes it a little bit faster for future. And again, I'm going to lock it so students can't move it. And then I'm going to come over to the gizmos and I'm going to go to the comics versus the game pieces. I feel like these are a little bit more fun for the students and they know who they are versus just generic pieces. Where is this one little guy I know they'd like? Huh. Alright, well, I guess I'll pick some. Oh, there it is, grouped. Alright, and then I'm going to resize all the pieces so they can fit on the board. I'm just going to put the pieces over here so it's easy for the students to put them on the board actually. And then I'm going to go click on select. I'm going to go back through and I'm going to enable student move. So when students play on their own board, they're able to actually move their characters. So I'm doing that to all my students, or all my student characters. Then I'm going to go back up here and click on widgets, and I'm going to pick spinner versus spinner student names to get in here. And this right here, if you see these three lines, is how you can change what you want put into your spinner. So if you just highlight and delete it, you can change it to whatever you want. And then you just click update. I'm going to move it over here where the other spinner is and resize it to kind of fit this shape. And then I'm also going to lock it so students can't remove the spinner. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to add participants into this. So you go to your participant panel and you can see your participants up here, and then I want you to click on create group board. Now option 1 is you can click on certain participants, click them over, and then create a group name and then create group. But now imagine having 40 students and doing that. That will take a lot of time. Therefore, if you go up to this section right here where it says number of students in a group, this makes it a little faster, and then you can create auto group. So I'm going to pick 2 and create auto groups. So now I have auto group 1 and auto group 2. When I look up here, the students will see, it will say student board group auto 1 or student board group auto 2. Now give it a moment. I'm going to go to grid view and I'm going to have my students get to that page and they be in that board right here. So give me 1 second. Alright, so I'm sure you're seeing this. All the boards are changing to the game board. And right now, 2 of my students, Park and Sylvia, are in the same game board. So I'm going to join Sylvia so you can see this. And I'm just going to show you how it looks from this perspective. So how the game is played, Sylvia goes first. You can move them to the start. Instead, I'm just going to leave them over here. The person down here for the first factor will spin. And as Sylvia spins, it just kind of looks like this. She'll click this and it will spin. Let's say she spun a 6. So she'll take the 6 times 7 and she'll move her character to 42. Now Park's going to go. And you can't see Park's board since we're on Sylvia's, but Park spun a 5. So he's going to take 5 times 6, which is 30. And do you see that? There's grouped. So this is what kind of looks like for these students, and they get a new code since it's a group board, so no other students can get in. Now I'm going to go down here back to the instructor board to show you what you can do as a teacher. You can add something in the gizmos if you were like, you know what, I want to make sure my students feel supported in knowing their multiplication facts. We can come down here and we can add a multiplication chart. I can bring it down here, I can size it, and I can lock it. So students that maybe struggle with their math facts, they have the opportunity to look here to help them out just a little bit. In addition, if you want to set a timer, I can go over here and I can do a class timer. Let's do 10 minutes. And then the timer is over here and the students can see it, and you can move this all around your board too. So they can see, okay, Mrs. Towner is only giving me 10 minutes to play. I only have that much time. Going back to the grid view one more time, I'm going to go into Parks. I'm going to join this, and let's say, you know, I'm noticing that they're doing really well and they're working through the board. I can go back to my gizmos. I can go back to feedback, and I can scroll down and I can say, oh, awesome sauce. I can put that like just kind of wherever, so the students will see it, saying, you know, letting them know that I feel like they're being on task. It looks like they're paying attention, and you can see it on these two boards, Parks and Sylvia's, but not on Ryan, since these two are on their own group board. And then I can disable the timer whenever I want if it goes off. So I hope that has helped you figure out how to upload documents from Google Drive, how to add your gizmos, how to add your widgets, and how to allow group participation.